want your practice to finally stick, here's the biggest upgrade that you can make to your own game. Stop practicing body movements and start focusing in and practicing on the tasks that you're trying to attack. Because the more you aim your focus outside your body, the faster you're gonna learn. The more confident you're gonna get, and the less frustrated you're gonna feel out on the course. So there's a strong line of research showing that in motor learning, that an external focus of attention is golden when it comes to learning how to play the game. Thinking about what the club is doing, where the ball is gonna end up, what the shot needs to do in the air. And this all beats internal focus, where you be like, focusing in on where my arm needs to be at the top of the swing, how bent is my elbow at the top, where are my wrist positions, is my wrist flat, is my wrist cupped. All those things are basically irrelevant when it comes to swinging the golf club. So today we're going to be focusing in on a particular study on pitch shots. They looked at how external focus versus internal focus affected their performance over the short and long term. So this recent study had golfers learn how to hit a pitch shot. And the group that used external focus didn't just perform better in the moment. Their learning showed up later on retention and transfer tests. And here's the part that people don't talk about enough. They also had higher positive feelings, less negative feelings, and more self-belief going into later testing. That is just massive when it comes to learning. It means external focus didn't just change your swing, it changed your entire training experience. When you watch Phil Mickelson, you can see this evidently. He's one of the masters in the short game and the pitch shots, and he uses an external focus perspective. When he's chipping, he'll set up his parameters on what he wants the club head to do, and then he'll swing through with an external focus intention. And that gives him the ability to become the master that he is around the greens. And when you watch Phil, you'll notice this. He's not out there narrating body parts. They're not thinking elbow here, wrist here. Doesn't happen. Phil is organizing himself around the outcome that he is trying to achieve. A window, a landing spot, a starting spot, whatever it is that they're looking to achieve, comes from an external focus perspective. At the end of the day, they're trying to create a picture in their mind about what they want to achieve, and then they're focusing in externally on an external cue in order to get the ball to go where they want it to go. So what does Phil Mickelson do in order to get the club moving the way he wants to when he's coming in during his pitch shots? He's trying to bottom the club out in the right place, to brush through the turf and get the ball launching in the proper direction at the proper launch angle with the proper spin. So if Mickelson comes in and his low point is well behind the ball, he'll chunk it. And if the low point is too far forward, you're going to end up sculling the ball and it'll shoot out super fast, super low, and go well over the green. And that is what we would call a blade shot, bladed shot. You hit the bottom of the club head and it just shot out super low and went super far away, uncontrollable shot. So your pitching will improve when you understand that you need to get the club head entering behind the golf ball in the right spot to come out with the right launch and the right spin. And this gives you the ability to have more control around the greens. So here are 3 external cues that I want you to focus in on when you're hitting your pitch shots. The first one is the landing spot. So where do I want this ball to land? And when you pick your landing spot, I'm not talking about a small little pea-sized landing spot. I want you to pick a landing spot that is big enough and is realistic to your goal that you set, okay? Because you're never ever gonna hit it exactly where you want it. And so I want you to pick a big enough landing spot, say a 5 to 10 foot radius on where you want the ball to land. I usually pick around 5 feet, but you can go 5 to 10 feet depending on your skill level. And that is a really good idea because you're not going to be able to hit the ball in the exact spot that you want to hit it. So we want to pick a big enough area where that you can land the ball in that area and get it somewhat close to the hole. The second is the contact point between the club head and the golf ball. So when you're hitting your pitch shots, it's very critical that you understand that the club is actually going to hit the grass a couple millimeters behind the ball as you hit your pitch shots, okay? You're not gonna be digging into the ground, but the club head does touch the top ends of the grass as you're coming into the golf ball to hit your pitch shots. So a good focus that you can have here is that when you're coming into the golf ball, you want the club head to actually hit the golf ball first. This will give you the ability to come in and hit the ball with a negative angle of attack, and then you can release everything through together. But it's critical that we try to hit the ball first, okay? You are gonna hit the top ends of the grass as you move into the golf ball, but the club and the ball need to make contact first in the center of the face, and then from there, you can let the club head dig into the ground. If you wanna take a little divot, you can, that's okay. Or if you wanna pick it, that's all right too. But make sure that you're hitting the ball first during your pitch shots, and it becomes really simple to control your launch and spin. And the third external cue that you can focus on is your finishing picture, okay? Picture in your mind where you want the club head to finish off, and then you can go ahead and hit your shot. So where do I want the club head moving after impact? Do I want it moving left? Do I want it moving out to the right, depending on what type of shot I'm trying to hit? For this one, I just like to keep the plane pretty neutral, let the club head move around the arc naturally, ending somewhere to the left like this, with a nice release out of my hands, and that's what I'm trying to accomplish when I'm hitting this shot. So I'll line up. My main focus will be at impact, and then from there, I just let the club head naturally move to the left. And that's how easy it is, guys. You don't need to overthink anything. I want you to use these external focus cues in order to hit the ball more solid and more flush, so you can go out there and have more fun on the golf course. This is what Phil Mickelson and every single great pitching player does. They don't focus in on where their body parts are. Move my hands left, no. Get my elbow in this position, no. It's where's the club head moving, okay? I want the club head to make sure it hits the ball first, and then for my position here, I just want to make the club move slightly to the left after impact, but my main focus is always at impact, okay? That's the other thing that we got to pay attention to here. That is my main external focus cue. I just worry about impact and then let everything kind of flow through together. But if I'm trying to hit a draw shot, of course, it'll be out to the right more, and if I'm trying to hit a cut, it'll be lower and more to the left. But for this one, because it's just a normal pitch shot, I'm just focusing in on making solid contact with the ball and then letting the club head move to the left, nice and smooth like that. And that's how you make your pitch shots exceptional. So that's it for today, guys. I want you guys to get a good understanding on what you need to do with your pitch shots in order to hit them more solid on the golf course so you can have more fun. If you want to learn this technique, go to www.externalfocusgolf.com and I will get you playing the best golf of your life as you head into the 2026 season. So that's it for today, and we'll see you tomorrow.